For more than a century, the Edmonton Rotary Club has been helping those in need throughout the inner city. Here are 4 stories from worthwhile causes that have benefited from Rotary funding.
The Rotary Fund has provided a discretionary fund to Beaumacaulay Health Centre for longer than I've been here. So I've been here 17 years and it was here then. So they have been very supportive to us over the years. Unexpected things happen in people's lives and we need, temporary support for them.
So a specific example that I can think of that wouldn't have been possible without this extra money is a patient who's had quite a hard life. She has 4 cats that are kind of like her lifeline. They're very detrimental to her well-being, and she became quite sick last year and she really needed to be in the hospital, and her biggest concern was her cats and what would happen with them. With the Rotary Fund, we were able to help get the cats up to date on their immunizations and then cover the cost of kenneling them for a few nights. We discovered that her apartment actually had a really bad bed bug infestation. The Rotary Fund also came into play, so we were able to help get everything out and then get some new necessities like a new bed and pillows and stuff. And then her cats were taken care of and she stayed in the hospital, got better, and is now home again with them.
In Alberta, we're very blessed to have a government-funded program for lots of different types of equipment, but of course there are some equipment that are not on that government program.
Yeah, I had just a delightful gentleman that I was working with, and a low-income gentleman who had been provided with 2 walkers actually. The first walker had been stolen, and then the second walker, he was very, very dependent upon it, but it was in disrepair. We looked to the Rotary Club because we needed to replace that walker with something that would allow him to be safe. Yes, there would be the full funding for the cost of a new walker for this gentleman. Off he went into the sunset with his new walker.
Some of our most vulnerable families live within the inner city. Poverty can have a ripple effect, affecting the lives of children. Let's take a look at 2 different inner city schools and how they have implemented Rotary funding.
Rotary started this when Start to Finish came to us looking for some funding to cover some of their expenses. Because our objective with Rotary Downtown is to support the inner community, the downtown kids that need a little bit more help in what they do. And we thought it was a wonderful program, both running and reading. That way they integrate with what they do in school. They like to improve their reading, improve their health, and get some exercise at the same time.
If we didn't get the funding from the Rotary Club, it's actually really hard to keep things going. All the snacks is paid for by sponsors, like even the shoes that we give them and their race t-shirts are all from sponsors, and the amount of kids we have in the club depends on the funding we get.
I'm extremely thankful for the Rotary to be a part of this. It wouldn't be possible. They do so many things in this school, not just the running and reading. There's so much, and they need that here in the inner city. They don't have it. That little bit changes a child's life.
I was reading pretty slow and I can only read books like chapter books, small chapter books. But now I'm a really high level of reading, so now I can read longer books in much less time. If there is no more running and reading, I'd be really sad because I just love it. It's my favorite part of my Tuesday.
The area that we are in is one of the neediest of Edmonton Catholic schools. We provide a lot of, I guess you could say, extra services to families that other schools might not have.
Not every school has the breakfast program, and this school, St. Teresa of Calcutta, has a breakfast program that can't be explained because it's just so good that it gives us and the children here in this school an opportunity to have a good breakfast here.
Because without food, your brain can't function properly. And if you're at school and your brain can't function properly, that's not good. There's still a lot of talking in class, but there's a lot of time to go through your day and talk about stuff that you won't be able to talk about in class, and you bond over food, I guess.
If there wasn't any more hot lunch program, it would be a bummer because a lot of people like hot lunches and they're really tasty. Thank you to the people who help the food that we eat in this school, and thank you for letting us eat it so we don't go hungry.
Only you can help improve the quality of life for Edmonton's less fortunate. Every donation helps, so visit edmontonrotary.com and make a difference today.